Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. Today's class is going to have a focus on the sixth chakra, also known as the third eye chakra. Some people have it right in the center of their forehead. Others think of it as right between the eyebrows. Either one is fine. This is the chakra that gets into a lot of intuition. If you're into or believe in the psychic abilities, that has to do with this chakra as well. But we will go ahead and get started. So make sure you've got folded blankets, bolster blocks, whatever you need. Frog pose will be our big one for today. And I'm going to come to a comfortable seat, and I'm just going to settle in here. Good. Taking the fingers to the side, palms turning up. Let's take a big inhale. Reach, 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 turning palms away. Grow taller from crown to tail. And let's take that again. Palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Touching palms together. Look up there at those hands. Good. Taking hands or the thumb to that third eye area. And we'll set our intention here so you can always come up with what you want. And I'll also give you one called So Hum, which means I am that I am. So if you're going to use So Hum, think of something positive about yourself and then say, I am that I am. And once you have that set, we'll release and come down. Let's go into a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to take my right hand and I've got my middle finger and ring finger together. Some people like to take the pinky finger along there for the ride. That's fine. But from here, I'm just going to kind of separate that. So I'm going to close my right nostril with the right thumb. I'll breathe in and out through the left. Good. And then you'll use the ring finger and the middle finger to close the other one. And we'll breathe that way. The other finger, some people like to touch the third eye with it, which is why I'm giving you that option today. Some people don't like that, and maybe it just goes along for the ride with the other fingers. So be where you're comfortable. It does take practice to kind of get used to what you're doing with the hands here. But from here, let's start taking a big inhale. Good. The thumb will close the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, open left, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale right. Inhale left, inhale right. Close right, now we'll exhale left. Inhale left. Release, breathe normal. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Reach, reach, reach again. Taking arms forward. Good. Let's just find some rotation. Palms up, hands to shoulders, and we'll move forward and back. Good. And get into some of those circles and opposite direction. Good. From here, let's come into a few little neck stretches. So I'm just going to take the chin to the chest. Letting the back of my neck get a nice stretchy here. Good. Coming back up, shoulders and sternum stay facing forward. Look to the left. In center, look to the right. In center, gentle side bend. So taking left ear to left shoulder. You can move around a little bit here if you need to do that. Good. And then coming back and going on the other side. You can move if you need to. Good. And then coming back here. So we're going to come to all fours. We're going to come into some cat-cows, just loosening up a little bit here before we come into child's pose. I'm just going to move my blanket out of the way. Good. So from here, find all fours, spreading the fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. Good. Knees can be under the hips, belly button in. Inhale, shine that heart forward, tape that pelvis back. Nice cow pose. Exhale, really round, mad cat pose. Look towards the belly button. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Now from here, we're going to come into a child's pose, and it can be any one you want. These can be together as wide as your mat or somewhere in between. But we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. So remember, try not to come back into your fullest child's pose. Give yourself some space to be able to settle in over time. And you can also, depending on how you feel, you can bring, your bolster in here if you are really tight and want to come here. You can bring a folded blanket, whatever you need. We'll go right here for 3 minutes. Good. Coming back to your intention, that's so hum. I am that I am. Also being mindful, this is an active pose. So you still want to draw up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Arms, hands can also be back by the ankles. And maybe for some third eye connection, that forehead can come to the floor, a block, folded blanket. And so you can come deeper into your child's pose with your exhales as your body is ready. If you experience pain, numbness, tingling, burning, you want to back off or come out until you do not. Good. So from here, carefully come out of there. We're going to carefully move forward, taking legs behind you. Find a crocodile here just to settle in. So legs can be as wide as your mat. You can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You can support the head with a little hand pillow here. Good. Now from here, we're going to work from a dolphin into dangle. Okay, so taking hands under the shoulders when you're ready, finding all fours. So from here, I'm going to take my forearms down to the floor. Have this ready. Good. Forearms are down to the floor. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to lift my knees. So I'm pressing the floor away now with my forearms, my shoulders. Shoulders are in their pockets. My head and neck is free. I'm just going to hang out here for just a moment. Good. And then from here, if this is better for you to stay, you can stay here. Those of you that want to, you can carefully come up onto the hands, bend your knees, walk your hands back towards the feet. Now I went away from my timer, so I'm going to come forward. You can also have hands on blocks here. Keep a bend in the knees, and we'll come to this dangle. You can let hands come to the floor. You can grab opposite elbows. Let the head and neck be free. Be in all four corners of the feet. Stay with the breath. Come back to the so hum. So third eye, 6 chakras, intuition. Do you trust your intuition? And head and neck is free. Relax to the face. You're halfway there. Good. From here, carefully take the hands to the floor to your blocks. Carefully make your way back down onto hands and knees. Good. And then we're going to find a child's pose here. So again, knees can be as wide as the mat, together somewhere in between. This is just a reset child's pose, so it's okay to come into the full. We're just kind of countering here for a moment. Good. And then when you're ready, hands come behind or underneath the shoulders and carefully come up from there. We're going to have a seat. So you can bring in a folded blanket here if you need to sit on one of those. I'm going to bring my blocks in here. so I can show you a way to get a third eye connection in this next one. So we're going to come to dragonfly, which is our wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to take my legs out here. Good. So remember, we don't want to come to our absolute widest, which for me looks like this. So I'm going to just come in just a little bit, just so my body has space to move. And then as you fold forward when we get there, there's a few things you can do, and it's based on where you can go. So some of you might need 2 blocks here for third eye connection. Some of you can get away with 1. Any height, it just kind of depends on you. So just be mindful of that. I'm going to come to this one, I think, to start. Good. So from here, also little micro bend in the knees, or you can put something under there if you're really tight in the hamstrings today. But we're going to zip up through the front body. Feet are in flexion, so toes are towards the shoulders. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Keep a long spine here and fold forward. And you take this where you need to take it. Good, and we'll be here for 3 minutes. You might have to, adjust blocks or wherever it is that you're going there. If your toes, knees, and hips turned inward on that fold, could you take them back towards your ceiling? Think about lengthening here through the torso. And then just like anything else, if you feel like you need to come off the blocks, if you need to change your blocks, you can always do that. Come back to the intention. So hum, I am that I am. And so from here, when you're ready, carefully come out of there. Good. And then from here, good, I'm just going to move these props out of the way. Take your peace fingers behind your knees, bring them in for a moment. You can crisscross applesauce. Just gently twist in one direction and gently twist in the other. Okay. We're going to come into shoelace here. So this is known as Gomukasana and other traditions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here with my left leg being my base. I'm going to kind of pull that heel a little bit closer to my right hip, so that knee is a little bit more forward. I'm going to take my right leg and take it on top. Good. Now, eventually, you're kind of looking for, a knee stack here. I'm not perfect. As you can see, I'm not in good alignment here. But we work on things and we come over time. So you want to, if you're crossing this top leg, you want to make sure both hips are grounded. So if you're kind of hiked up here, then I would rather you be in crisscross applesauce. Just pay attention to what leg is in front and what leg is behind. Okay, so we'll find that. And then taking the arms out to the side, we're going to take the right arm on top. You can hug yourself or you can wrap. And if you can wrap, think about taking at least one thumb to the third eye, and we'll be here for 3 minutes. You want a nice long spine. Maybe a thought here. Do I have clarity of mind and thought? Do I have clarity of mind and thought? And so like with any pose, you have pain, numbness, tingling, burning. Back off until you don't. You want to keep a nice long spine here from crown to tail. So let the belly button coming into the spine, let it support you. Relaxing through the hips, relax through the shoulders, relax the face. Could you relax the mind? Good, and from here, carefully undo the arms. Good, carefully undo the legs. We'll take the legs forward about hip width or body width apart. Take your hands behind you. Good, and just get a little windshield wiper going here. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to take that into the other side. So now, whatever leg you had on top or in front, based on where you went with that last one, that's going to be your bottom leg now. So for me, that's going to be my right one. I'm just going to take that heel closer to that left glute. And I'm going to take the left leg on top. Good. So as you can see, I'm even tighter and farther away from the target point on this side, but that's okay. Both hip bones are grounded. And then when you're ready, arms out to the side. The left arm's going to come on top of the right. You can hug yourself or you can wrap, taking thumb to third eye. We'll be here for 3 minutes as well. So coming back, so hum, I am that I am. I have clarity of mind and thoughts. Come back to breath. Good. And then from here, carefully release the arms. Carefully undo the legs. We'll take the feet and legs about body width apart. Taking hands behind you and gently rock, rock, rock side to side. Now, if it would feel good to you here to take it all the way over, if that range of motion works, and then all the way over the other side, and we'll take that there. Good. So now, as you come up here, just before we come into frog, let's just take a nice gentle twist to each side as well. So just doesn't matter what side you start with, just gentle twist in one direction. And come back, gentle twist in the other. And come back center. Good. All right, we are going to set up for frog pose here. So how you do this, depends on you. You may need blocks and, a blanket over that. You might need, maybe you're super tight and this might be where you need to come today. So find what it is that you need. Now I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. I will have my bolster in case I need that because I probably will. And then I'm going to support my knees by undoing my other two blankets here. So I have good knee cushion since I have a hard floor. Good. Now, if you have a carpeted floor and you're doing this, you may not need as much knee cushion. Okay, so from here, good. As we start, we'll start from all fours. Good. Once you're here, good. Toes are going to turn out away from you. We're going to let the knees and the hips slide out. So remember, we want hip and knee to be in alignment, knee and ankle to be in alignment. That's what makes it so hard. So I'm just going to kind of slide out here. Good. And you can go where you can go. Remember, maybe not your deepest right off the bat. And a lot of people are hinged forward too far. So you want to think about, again, the hips over the knees. And you'll know you're there because it will feel a lot different than when you're hinged more forward. So from here, you can make a little hand pillow here for the third eye. You can take it to one side or the other. I'll let you know the halfway point. But I'm going to do third eye here. Good. Toes turn out away from the body. And as you settle in and the body sinks deeper, you can get rid of any props that you have supporting yourself. And there is actually another alternative here. I keep forgetting to teach it, but there's another version of frog where you can bend your heels a little bit closer together. So if that's something you'd like to try, it might feel better to some people's knees. You can try that one. You can also come to half frog, doing one side at a time. So we're about at the halfway point. So if you need to make a change a side, this is where you would do that. Good. So from here, remember we want to gently come out. So carefully take one leg behind you at a time. Good. And then the other leg, if you're propped up, carefully roll away from those. Good. Find a crocodile pose here. Good. And we'll just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then when you're ready, we're going to come onto our backs. So if you know that you have a certain thing in mind for Shavasana, so for me, I'm going to come here, I'm going to refold one of my blankets because I want to use it as a neck pillow. I'm going to leave my other one where it is. You can bring that in. I have my bolster that's going to be close to me as well. Good. So from here, coming onto your back. Good. So we're going to do an opener and we're going to do a twisty here. So we're going to do the twist first, the opener last. So this will be a basic twist. So arms can come out to the side, palms can face down. One knee at a time, comes up into tabletop. Good. The legs are going to be together here. So big inhale, exhale. Let those knees come over towards the left. They can come all the way over towards the left. Now you're looking towards the right. Breathe and expand. Coming back to so hum. I am that I am. One of my favorite sayings, the eyes are the windows to one's soul. Often thought of with the third eye, the window to one's soul. Carefully take head to center. One leg at a time. We'll come back to center. Good. Give yourself a slight little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. We'll take that to the other side. So knees are going to come back to tabletop. Arms out, palms down. Whoops. And then we will take that to the other side. Good. Making sure we get our full 3 minutes here. Good. Maybe looking opposite side of the knees. Breathe and expand. The eyes are the window to one's soul. I have clarity of mind and thought. So from here, when you're ready, head will come back to center. One leg at a time will come back to center. Good. Give yourself a little wiggle, wiggle. Good. And we're just going to come into an opener. We're not going to stay in these for a really long time, but just enough to make it feel special. So from here, rolling the shoulders back, take your feet as wide as the mat. Arms can come out to the side. Let those knees fall towards the left. Maybe pressing the inner arch of the right foot into the floor. So as long as everything feels okay on that right side, the low back, the hip, the knee, you can stay where you are or choose to move on. If not, you'll want to back off until you don't. If you're moving on with me, pick up the left ankle. That ankle is going to come on top of that right thigh. It needs to be on the thigh, not the knee joint. And just settle and relax in here. Breathe and expand. Good. And then when you're ready, carefully release. Knees are going to come back to center. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll take that to the other side. So feet are as wide as your mat. Knees are going to fall over towards the right. We'll press the inner arch of the left foot into the floor. And as long as everything feels okay on that left side, you can stay or move on. If not, come out. If you're moving on, pick up that right ankle. We'll put it on top of that left thigh and let everything kind of settle in here. Good. And when you're ready, we'll release. We'll come back to center. Wiggle, wiggle center, letting the low back reset itself. We're going to come into Shavasana from here. So whatever props you want to use to make it juicy, you can bring those in. Good. I like my bolster a lot under my thighs here, so good. So then once you get where you're going to go, see if you can make yourself about 10% more comfortable. And I will leave you here for a few moments. Think about taking your inner gaze to that third eye and maybe focus on the color indigo, the color of the sixth chakra. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or Invite movement of the fingers and the toes. Choose stillness, or invite the knees to come in towards the chest, choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or you can tuck the chin and lifting the upper body into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, or moving any props out of the way that you may have used for your Shavasana time. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex through the feet. Bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for you in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, silly earpiece here, I'm just going to leave it out. Carefully come up to a seat. And then from here, finding a nice tall spine, noticing how you feel versus when we started. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, nice and tall, touching palms together. Taking those thumbs to the third eye, coming back to that intention you made for yourself, or the so hum. I am that I am. And leaving the thumbs right here for good and true thoughts. To our lips for good and kind words. And to our hearts for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month ahead. May you always learn to trust and follow your intuition. Namaste.